the man, the myth, the legend, Tony Seba, who practically everyone watching will know, and if you don't, no one, has a public track record of long-term predictions relating to electric vehicles, lithium-ion batteries, and solar. No one even close to as accurate long-term predictions on the record as Tony Seba. Predictions that, when first made, sounded insane and were almost universally mocked, ridiculed, and laughed at, if they were even acknowledged. Most people just ignored them. Given Tony's exceptional long-term track record of accurately predicting the future, his specialty is understanding disruption, technology, and cost curves. It's worth paying attention to what Tony's just posted here on X with the hashtag the Autocalypse, which I might have to start using myself. In response to this post from Equilibrium 420, I'm going to backtrack a little bit. In 2023, in the United States, plug-in electric vehicle sales were 9.1% of all light-duty vehicle sales. That was up from 6.8% in the prior year. My response to that, the 10% Tony Seba told us is not far. The S-curve is starting to steepen. Tony himself responds, just as predicted. This is when adoption of the new accelerates, as in EV adoption already happening at a staggering rate, about to accelerate. This is also when we see market trauma, aka a fuck ton of bankruptcies, swift and disproportional impact on incumbent profits. Then Equilibrium 420 responds, the key here is disproportional. Legacy ICE doesn't just lose one for one when someone buys an EV instead. As their ICE vehicle volume decreases, their supply chain collapses. Guaranteed orders decrease, prices for parts increase. It's going to get very ugly very fast. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what I personally have been referring to as a death spiral. And Tony himself shared this. That's exactly right. Soon, we're going to experience an autocalypse. So to be extremely clear here, Tony Seba, who obviously has a terrible track record of long-term predictions, suggesting that we're going to see an apocalypse within the automotive industry. I don't want to put words in the guy's mouth, but I'll certainly let words escape my mouth. Legacy automotive companies, almost universally, are fucked. Most of them will go bankrupt, and it's going to happen a lot faster than people realize due to this death spiral. As Equilibrium points out here, legacy OEMs are going to see reversing economies of scale. These companies, who today barely make a profit at their current scale on their current volumes, are going to see costs rise. As volumes decrease, consumers shift away from buying ICE vehicles, meaning they will either need to increase the prices on their now out-of-fashion ICE vehicles just to keep selling them at comparable margins, but then consumers will accelerate their escape and transition to EVs. Not a good idea. Or they can keep selling them for comparable prices and have their margins collapse from almost nothing to actually nothing to negative to, wait, why are you still making vehicles if you can't make a profit on them and margins are going to go even lower? These same companies who today are reliant upon continued profits from their ICE vehicle businesses throughout this decade to fund their attempted transition to EVs. Autocalypse indeed. Don't say Tony didn't warn you. And seriously, guys, people do not understand how fast this implosion, this collapse is going to happen. As I said, it is literally a death spiral. It's a feedback loop. Not going to be pretty. Oh, and in case you missed it, I did post an exclusive Tony Seba video on my Patreon page a few days ago. And if you'd like to join Patreon and watch the video, take the link in the pinned comment. It's available to all Patreon supporters at all levels. And in entirely unrelated matters, the Tesla Model Y was officially the best-selling car overall in Europe in 2023. This is the first time an electric vehicle has ever achieved the #1 title. Oh, and check this out, ready? There will never be another ICE vehicle that's ever the top-selling vehicle in Europe again. As Alex points out here, Model Y, best-selling vehicle in Europe in 2023. A car that is 3 to 4 times more expensive than the #2 vehicle. So Tesla's Model Y now, just over 250,000 vehicles sold in Europe in 2023, roughly doubling from a year prior. And as Alex mentions, this is at a much higher average selling price than #2. What's happening here is Tesla has produced a product that is so compelling and offers such great value that it is punching far above its weight. And there are many consumers who see the exceptional value offered by a Tesla vehicle, in this case the Model Y, and think, you know what, this is 2 or 3 times more than I've ever previously spent on a vehicle, but it's worth it, therefore I'm going to spend the money. This is how this is happening. This is an example of Tesla breaking brains, breaking rules, and breaking outside the box. If you asked a supposed expert, would it be possible for a car that's selling for 2, 3, 4 times as much as the best-selling vehicle in Europe to become the best-selling vehicle, an expert would tell you, of course not. Doesn't make sense, bro. Don't you understand? It's too expensive. Not enough people can afford it. Not going to happen. But Tesla's made such a compelling product that people are willing to stretch. I call it the Tesla stretch. Many others do as well. It's a real thing. And this, the Model Y, Europe's best-selling vehicle, not electric vehicle in 2023. I wonder what happens when Tesla's next-generation vehicle appears at a fraction of the price of today's Model Y, which is already the best-selling vehicle. And by the way, I don't actually wonder what happens. I know what's going to happen. Tesla's next-gen vehicle will be outselling Model Y by multiple times. And now, comment from the Stellantis CEO regarding a bloodbath that's coming if EV makers follow Tesla and Musk in a race to the bottom. Let's read the full thing. The Stellantis CEO has warned that a bloodbath is coming if EV makers follow Tesla and Elon Musk in a race to the bottom. The Stellantis CEO's comments came amidst Ford's announcement that it was scaling back production and trimming its workforce that is producing the F150 Lightning. Now, I just got to jump around a sec because if you've been watching regularly, hang on, didn't we already hear about them slashing F150 Lightning production? This is awkward, but Ford cut production of its F150 Lightning electric truck amid fading demand for electric vehicles. About 1,400 employees will be impacted as the Rogue Electric Vehicle Centre transitions to one shift beginning April 1st, the automaker said in a statement on Friday. The company said it expects continued growth in global EV sales in 2024, though it will be less than anticipated. You might notice a common thread throughout this video. We saw earlier Tony Seba, whose predictions are extremely terrible and therefore he's totally not credible, says an Autocalypse is coming. ICE vehicle manufacturers are going to see, in essence, a death spiral as reversing economies of scale kill their ability to profitably produce and sell ICE vehicles and kill their ICE business. We see proof that consumers do in fact want compelling electric vehicles. The evidence, Tesla's Model Y, number one selling vehicle in Europe in 2023 despite a massive price tag relative to many others in the top 10. And then we have a legacy automotive manufacturer dramatically slowing down its electric vehicle plans with its flagship product, the F150 Lightning, their biggest hope of capitalizing on a well-established brand. The F150 series, the F series in the United States, is the best-selling vehicle for years in a row. It was a masterstroke for Ford to electrify this vehicle. Yet at this point, they're still not making money on these things. They've decided to scale back production. This is an absolute fuck-up. I mean, bro, what are they thinking? And Ford claim that electric vehicle sales will be less than anticipated. Meanwhile, you got this guy, Tony, over here, explaining that adoption of electric vehicles is really going to accelerate. Just between you and I, my money is on Tony, not Ford. While BYD exceeded Tesla in raw battery electric vehicles delivered at the end of 2023, FYI, that was Q4, the American EV maker is still one of the world's undisputed leaders in the electric vehicle sector. To keep Tesla's vehicles competitive, the automaker has implemented aggressive strategies such as steep price cuts to make its vehicles more affordable to mainstream consumers. What a crazy strategy! Such strategies helped Tesla achieve a record year in deliveries, but it also sacrificed profitability. Tesla's automotive gross margin without regulatory credits in Q3 2023, for one, fell to 16.3% from 27.9% in Q3 2022, which, for the record, was on the back of Tesla's, quote, embarrassingly high prices. That's from Musk, who was literally, out loud, as a leader of the company, publicly saying that he was embarrassed by how expensive Teslas were. Why? Supply chain challenges, insane amounts of order. Tesla had to adjust to market pricing, and as a result, Tesla was selling their vehicles way more than they wanted to, with stupidly high margins that Musk himself described as embarrassingly high prices. Elon Musk, for his part, has stated that Tesla would likely need to keep lowering its prices to ensure that customers could afford its vehicles. What a crazy idea. I thought you could just keep advertising like all the other car companies do and not adjust your prices and sell more that way. Weird. But now, back to a quote from the Stellantis CEO. If you go and cut pricing, disregarding the reality of your costs, you will have a bloodbath. I am trying to avoid a race to the bottom. Now, it's true, if you're not Tesla, you don't have gigantic profit margins on your products, and you start trying to compete with Tesla on price, and you have really thin margins, then become zero margin, and then become negative, you will indeed have a bloodbath. The Stellantis CEO is correct in saying this. The problem is, Tesla has a huge cost advantage, and their costs will keep coming down over time, and they will keep passing on cost savings and increasing volume, kind of forcing the hand of other automotive manufacturers. Because if they don't follow suit with pricing, they won't be selling vehicles. It's kind of a rock and a hard place. Something, or Autocalypse. Quote, I know a company that has brutally cut pricing, and their profitability has brutally collapsed, he said. without naming Tesla. The EV efforts of America's biggest auto players have taken notable hits. Ford has stated that its electric vehicle business lost about $4.5 billion last year. Government Motors also pulled back on its electric vehicle plans in late October, despite stating in the past that it has every intention, yeah, bullshit, to dethrone Tesla in the electric vehicle market. Now, we just got to be honest here. Mary B. Esparra, the CEO of Government Motors, is a politician in CEO's clothing. She lies for a living. She misleads for a living. She deceives for a living. She has previously suggested, implied, hinted at GM's alleged intention to overtake Tesla and her belief that it's possible. Yet while doing so, her body language told everything we needed to know. She's literally shaking her head when asked if she believes that she can catch up to Tesla or exceed Tesla. Her words say yes, but her head violently shaking. If you understand body language, you'll understand what was going on there. She did not believe her own bullshit. Tesla's price cuts have not ended, and spoiler alert, they will never end. Just recently, Tesla lowered its prices of the Model Y crossover in several European countries by over $5,000. Similar price adjustments have also rolled out in China, one of Tesla's largest and most competitive markets. And again, the price cuts will never end. And more discussion on these comments from the Stellantis CEO. When competitor CEOs say things like this, it demonstrates the impact that Tesla is having. More complexities exist, however. Last year and still, Legacy is getting a pass due to the pent-up demand from the scamdemic. When it subsides, it will be epic. Wes has a point, and James Dowmer chimed in. Tesla is preparing for when the sector recovers. They have built up the resources to continue investing without slowing their ramp. When the recovery comes, we'll see the afterburners kick in. Well said, James. Meanwhile, Ford and GM, again, have been slowing down, a decision that will not age well. Tony Seba's been on a tear on X. Quote, the convergence window for humanoid robotics is now. Legacy robotics will be like flip phones. Over the next year or two, are you listening? One more time. Over the next year or two, we'll see an explosion of commercial humanoid robotics offerings. Technology capability cost curves will accelerate with immense ripple effects across sectors and society. This is the great transformation. So it sounds to me like it's prime time for humanoid robots and that it's a gigantic opportunity. Unfortunately, I don't know any companies that are developing a humanoid robot, but I sure would like to know. Does anyone know any companies that are working on a humanoid robot and incredibly have some compelling technology? Because I might buy some of their stock. Also, just wanted to share this, posted by Mr. Breaking News himself, with the caption, Toyota sold under 15,000 electric vehicles in the United States in 2023. Just wanted to share a summary of this article. This is hard to say with a straight face. Why investors should sell Tesla stock and buy Toyota stock instead. Summary. Do you have brain damage, a humiliation fetish, want to destroy your capital? Oh, sorry, I misread that. Summary. Let's try again. I might have to do a few takes on this one, guys. I feel like I'm going to choke. Make sure there's no liquids, nothing I can spit all over my keyboard. All right. Toyota is emerging as a strong competitor to Tesla in the EV market with booming sales and aggressive EV plans. Great point so far, Michael Simmons. Let's see what else you got. Toyota has several advantages over Tesla in the US market, including a well-established dealer network, which apparently this is an advantage, not an impediment. Okay. A CEO who avoids controversial headlines and higher reliability ratings. You know what? I'm getting some ChatGPT vibes again. Is it just me? Every time I read one of these, don't buy Tesla stock, sell it, buy this instead type of articles written by someone, it just feels like they've prompted an LLM, hey, please write an investment article on why Tesla sucks and what automotive stock they should buy instead. And then ChatGPT vomits out something like this. Implying a dealer network is a strength. A CEO who is in essence a human vagina. I just can't even, bro. Toyota's margins and earnings are rising, while Tesla's margins and earnings are falling, making Toyota an undervalued investment option compared to Tesla. Bottom line, sell Tesla, buy Toyota. Oh, fuck. I have nothing further to add. And now finally, more proof that the Biden administration is competent and definitely not corrupt from Brendan Carr of the FCC, who you guys may remember not long ago dissented over a decision around Elon Bad and called out corruption from the FCC, which is his employer, literally called out his own employer for being corrupt and being anti-Elon and Elon Bad, has this to say. In 2020, the FCC secured a commitment from Starlink to offer high-speed internet in rural areas for $1,377 per location in support. The Biden administration rescinded that deal and is now spending $5,125 per location. Spending over 3 times more and taking years longer is not a win. That was in response to this post written by his handlers on X and posted on behalf of the extremely not corrupt President of the United States, who's totally in control and definitely fine cognitively, whose puppet masters had this to say. I announced we're investing another $82 million to connect 16,000 additional homes and businesses to high-speed internet across North Carolina. This is just one piece of a much bigger story. Under my leadership, over 40,000 infrastructure projects have been announced across our nation. Billy M2K responding, why the fuck does it cost $5,125 per home? And we have another post here from Open Skies. Since Starlink is premium internet at approximately $600, you have now clearly demonstrated attacks on Elon Musk and his companies, including Starlink and Tesla, are totally political, and this is corruption. Well, no shit, Sherlock. Welcome to Facts That Were Obvious about 2 years ago. I mean, the dude's getting absolutely fucking roasted in the comments here. $5,125 per house to connect. Starlink 800. This is Bidenomics. It just keeps going on and on and on and on and on. Dude getting absolutely roasted. Good thing is, I don't think Joe actually knows how to log into X. He's not posting on this account, doesn't read the comments, which is a good thing. Now, back to the post here from Brendan Carr. Musk responding, exactly, this is insane. But, I mean, what do you expect? The Biden administration is extremely corrupt and Elon bad. So, what's new? Misuse of taxpayer funds, politically motivated attacks on the guy who's now allowing people to freely share their thoughts, opinions, and ideas leading into the next presidential election. No connection here, total coincidence. Want more content? Early access? Bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 has given me a massive, meaningful boost in energy, allowing me to do a lot more every day, including using my brain more and using my body more. I highly recommend you guys and girls check it out. It's an excellent way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's got 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients, plus prebiotics and probiotics and digestive enzymes and adaptogens to help you deal with stress. Plus, if you click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR, you can get yourself a 1-year free supply of vitamin D3 and K2. But don't take my word for it. Here's what some of you guys and girls have to say. AG1 has changed my life. I was, as you described, treating myself like a circus, ate like trash, rarely exercised, used alcohol as a stress crutch, cannabis also. AG1 is what gave me the kick in the ass, got me back to the gym, motivated me to do more for myself, family, my business, etc. Keep doing what you do. Now, I know there's some skeptics, the same kind of people who think Elon Musk is a fraud, reading this going, what do you thought? There's no way that's possible, bro. It must be a placebo effect. Believe it or not, this is a recurring theme. If you give your body everything it needs to feel and perform its best, including having a lot more energy, you'll need ways to use that energy. For me personally, that includes more exercise, moving my body more social activity, and more cognitively demanding tasks, including producing a ton of exclusive content over on Twitter and on Patreon, plus my daily YouTube uploads. The proof's in the pudding. On to another testimonial from a viewer of this channel. SMR, you asked me to provide feedback on AG1. Here it is. It has helped with mental acuity, stamina, and intestinal waste management. Can't read between the lines. It certainly helps with regularity and digestion. That's what the digestive enzymes are for. It has also dramatically reduced my cravings for sugar. You guys need to stop eating sugar. It's fucking poison. I'm 50, 5'9", and overweight, aka a fat motherfucker. I think that's a technical term for overweight, isn't it? Is it fat motherfucker or obese? I can't remember. I average 100 hours a week in the West Texas oil fields as a safety supervisor. Jesus Christ, dude. No wonder you're struggling to keep your weight under control. 100 hours a week. Brutal. It has helped me lose weight. It is not an appetite suppressant. It can help fat people suppress cravings, and motivation to be healthier is critical for changing your diet. Love you, brother. Again, this is a great point. It's something people really don't seem to grasp. If you have more energy, everything becomes easier. It's like turning on easy mode for life. A few years ago, before I was taking AG1, my health was trash. I was struggling to get through the day, had afternoon fatigue. The last thing I wanted to do was either use my brain or move my body. Didn't have the energy. Now, my biggest struggle every day is figuring out ways to use that energy. I'm exercising way more, doing a lot more with my friends and family, and of course, my work output has increased substantially. And you can fact check me. Check out the average length of my videos I was posting to YouTube 3 years ago. Need I say more? And one final testimonial. Love this one. Okay, here's the deal for me with this AG1 shit. I'm 41 years old and not the type to eat, drink, smoke, or sleep healthy, so I was skeptical. That being said, here's what I experienced. Day 1, meh.
Day 2, afternoon fatigue was about 45 minutes late. Day 3, 0 afternoon fatigue. Day 4, 0 afternoon fatigue plus extra energy. Day 5, again, 0 afternoon fatigue plus energy. Wondering, what the fuck, really? See, this is the thing, right? The results for many people are just almost too good to be true. This is the same experience I had. My afternoon fatigue just vanished out of nowhere. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Why am I not tired in the afternoons anymore? Surely, it's not that AG1, is it? Turns out it was. Day 6 and 7, same thing. Day 8, same thing. Plus, I had the want to get things done around the house that I normally would slack off and not get done. Again, the point, extra energy, you'll need to use it, you'll find ways to use it. Day 9, 10, and 11, and today is day 12. I fucking love it. So however you managed to get me to buy it, I'm so glad you did. Thank you so much, SMR. It really changed me so far. Guys, this shit really works. Just try it. By the way, this is the reason I continue to relentlessly promote AG1. A lot of people get real fucking mad in the comments. Oh my God, snake oil salmon sold out. Oh my God, he's a scammer. This is fraud. But constantly, I'm pretty sure everyone making these comments is also currently short Tesla stock. I'm not particularly concerned about people having a negative perception, those folks suffering from small brain syndrome, still living in my bum's basement syndrome, etc., writing mean comments, claiming AG1's a scam or it doesn't work. I mean, bro, when I get feedback like this is what keeps me going. Just try this stuff for a month, and if you don't get these results, get your money back. See, it's a literal no-brainer. It's an IQ test at this point in time. Testimonial after testimonial after testimonial like this. Get your money back if it doesn't work. Just try it for a month, and if it doesn't work, get your money back. Today's the day. It's finally time. Be like this guy who was a massive skeptic, but finally, after 1,000 promotions in a row, caved in, tried AG1, and has results like this. Head to drinkag1.com/SMR or click the link in the pinned comment, and please, let me know how you're feeling in a few weeks' time. Now, if you'll excuse me, time to put my extra energy to good use. I'll be recording some more exclusive content for Patreon and my Twitter subscribers. So click the links in the pinned comment. See you over on Twitter and or Patreon, and don't forget to grab your AG1. Love ya.